Welcome to another video of the Trencher series, where we paint different companies of the Gravediggers, a faction of Warmachine and part of the Cygnar Empire. Today we will paint the Furious First, the first trencher company of the 35th Infantry Battalion. This storied company has marched with more than one army over the decades. Today they stand guard at Westwatch, protecting Cygnar's vulnerable coast against Cryxian raids and pirate landings. The Furious First often fights alongside the Marines of the Third Fleet, even cross-training to serve aboard landing craft that strike at the islands of the Broken Coast. These are veteran soldiers hardened by endless coastal warfare. And today we're painting one of them. At first, prime the model black. I used Miniature 8 pitch black for this step. After that, give the model a Zenithal highlight with white. I used Morrow White by P3 through an airbrush. But you can just as easily use a rattle can, for example the Citadel white primer. Next, dry brush the model with a dome-shaped brush using Morrow White. This creates a soft natural highlight. Then go back with a regular brush and Morrow White again to add sharper defined highlights onto the upper edges. For these steps, I used the Artis Opus Series D brushes for dry brushing and the Series S brushes for normal brushing. They do a really good job for these steps. Let's paint some gold and red armor. Paint all the gold parts with Hoplite Gold by Army Painter's Speed Paints. And then paint the shoulder pads and one knee pad or both knee pads as you like with Slaughter Red, also by Army Painter's Speed Paints. Be sure to be as neat as you can and leave the Gravedigger symbol white. That will be a stark contrast, which looks quite great. For the clothing, I used Tyrian Navy by Army Painter's Speed Paints for the trench coat and Runic Grey of their paint range for the trousers. After that, take Morrow White again and paint markings over the red shoulder pads. I painted the typical marking of the Furious First. Paint the wooden parts of the gun with Ruddy Fury by Army Painter's Speed Paints, and if you like to, use Hammerfall Khaki to add some texture. For the face I used Gilliman Flesh by Citadel. It's a great skin tone that really brings the model to life. And don't forget to paint the hands. I also painted all the leather parts, pouches and everything I could find which is leather with Ruddy Fury. Let's paint some metal. For the metal accents, I paint some details on the gun and armor with Tailor's Bronze. After that, I painted the rest of the metal parts with Westwatch Silver by Army Painter's Speed Paints, and after that I highlighted every metal with Vallejo aluminium to add some bright edge definition, scratches and some highlights. If you liked that video so far, consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like or a comment. That really helps out this channel. Now it's time to bring it all together with washes. Wash all the silver metal parts with Nolan Oil by Citadel. And after that, wash all the leather and gold parts with Seraphim Sepia. Paint the boots with Occultist Cloak by Army Painter's Speed Paint, and then do some final touch-ups on the face with P3 Rin Flash to sharpen the highlights. You can also use hammerfall khaki to add some scratches onto the leather parts. But these are completely optional details and steps. From here you can add as much detail as you want, freehand markings, scratches or extra shading. For the base, I like using AK Interactive Wet Ground. It captures the muddy, soaked look of the trench warfare perfectly. And that's it! A soldier of the Furious First, ready to defend Cygnar's coast and fight alongside the Marines. And of course, hold the line against Cryx and pirates or all enemies of Cygnar alike. Thanks for painting with me, and I see you in the next tutorial when we will paint the next trencher company. Next we will paint the Northgard Gravediggers, forged in mud, blood and fire. Stay tuned for the next video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a like and maybe a comment on what model, system or what else you want to see as a next tutorial. Thanks for watching, see you soon.